I'm stuffed like a pig. Just the camera. Am I live? Am I live? Who the hell knows? Who knows? Oh, King Banana Head in your opening theme song. Thank God my son created this song so that I and put a picture of a robot so I could pilfer it without worrying about copyright claim. Have an interesting live stream today. Man, how are you? Looking at purchase orders. Oh. Well, you might be looking at me purchasing a bunch of stuff. There's the huge Joel Magee auction, which I swore that I was not going to participate in because it's Disney, but you know what? It's pre-woke Disney, so I may like it. My new strategy, I'll acquire Disney stuff that was cool before Disney turned to shit and have people come and visit the collection here instead of going to Disney. I've been saying that. I don't know where these other huge YouTubers, man, they'd always rail on Disney and their crappy movies. It's like, why don't you tell them, come check out my museum here, man, you know? Like, what's up with you guys? I don't know what it is. Maybe they think I'm like competition with my 4,700 subscribers versus their hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Ooh, 1 minute left of King Banana Head. I give it its full due. This way everyone can pile in. Tell you some interesting shenanigans here at the museum. So, the weekend came in, and Mission Impossible, which everyone thought was going to smoke them all, and I'm not going to get into a lot of movie stuff for now. Someday I will, maybe. I kind of enjoy critiquing this stuff, but Mission Impossible comes in at $234 million, and I guess it underwhelmed domestically at $78 million. So it'll be interesting to see how this movie does with Barbie and Oppenheimer. The last movie I went to at the theaters was Joker. Before that, it was Avengers Endgame. So I've been in the theater. I've been to one movie since 2019 for a multitude of reasons. But I'm telling you, way before COVID, the movie-going experience was becoming really crappy from my perspective. And I just mean from like the cell phone annoyances, people kicking your chair, you know, rude, obnoxious, loud, uncomfortable, crappy food, overpriced. And that's before like today's prices. So I think the movies was kind of dying. So, you know, with a good home theater experience, man, you know, and not to mention that now that over the last, 5 years, the movies have more or less kind of sucked anyway. But this was a bit of a disappointment, but we'll see how it fares. And Barbie's coming out, and I had said last live stream, I'm considering adding the first two original Barbie toys if I could 100% confirm that they're legit. But I don't know how to really, I'm not an expert on that stuff. Oh, here we are at the...
About the sale. Gabe and Phil.
That's the auction. I'm going to be tracking this. Maybe Maybe I'll find some cool stuff live and buy and spend some serious coin live. But I know the stuff I like is way down the road, so we'll go back. And as we expected, the Indiana Jones and the Flop of Destiny, that's it. Can you imagine this movie that cost, with marketing, nearly $500 million? Jeez. And remember, they only take about half that box office, so they may have seen $150 million in revenue. So it's done. Done like The Little Mermaid, all this stuff. Now, Sound of Freedom looks like this $14 million movie is going to probably hit $100 million, which got me thinking. I should make my own Snow White. If anyone has seen that horrible Snow White picture, oh my God, that thing was like hysterical. It's like Snow White and the unemployment office. I don't know, either they recruited from like a Home Depot where all the laborers hang out, or maybe they just went to the unemployment office. And this is no disrespect to the actors, but, they don't look like dwarves at all anyway. And it certainly doesn't follow the Germanic tale. But why not, right? I should like start a GoFundMe, much like, Eric July has raised millions publishing his very good Isom comic book, his own superhero comic. And between my own financing and then what I could raise, I should just create my own Snow White movie that releases the exact same time Disney's does. Could you imagine how epically trolling that would be? Now, do you get it distributed? That would be the trick. Maybe I'll have to go to this Angel Studios over here and say, yo, can you get this movie made for me? And you do like a real faithful, not super faithful, because I think the original Grimm fairy tale that, I don't know, came out in the 1800s or something, or early 1900s, that's probably, not appropriate, like some of the it just wouldn't work today, but like minimal modification. Probably like the 37 animated, something to that effect. That'd be the ultimate troll. Snow White. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that would be the greatest, like just middle finger you could give a studio. You copy their animated classic almost beat for beat and then try to release it at the same time. And, it's been done before, like, not so much copying, but like there's been piggyback attempts. They do it even in porn, like they'll make like porn parodies of like a Star Wars or a horror movie, something popular. And they'll also do things like, like a cheesy, Transformer spin-off or something. Well, not a spin-off, but like a copy, and name it something similar. Like a Halloween, a horror. They do that stuff all the time. And some people like used to mistakenly go to a movie they thought was something completely different. But anyway, enough of that. And I'll tell you something funny, though. I had a family touring in here. And, I have this old, like, how old is it? About 115-year-old fortune teller that I've only turned on once or twice. I haven't vetted it in the sense, like usually the stuff that went to my coin opera store, it's checked very thoroughly to make sure there's no problems, like that's why it's worth to, spend the money, like to have somebody professional look at it, because wiring, relays, switches, things like that, solenoids, whatever they use, when they're that old, it could be a little janky and risky. So anyway, this kid was insisting. He's like, I want to see that one. I was like, nah, I don't really show that one too often. Anyway, I said, okay, what the hell? Let me show this one. Because like the one I typically show, the fortune teller I usually show is the Genko 1928, which I know was restored and it's bulletproof. But anyway, I run this thing. And I notice it's not turning off, right? So that was my first, clue that something was amiss. And it was a big group. I think there was 6 or 7. So, and there was 2 teenage girls. Let me tell you something. Try to entertain like 2 teenage girls What a tall order. No wonder movies are failing in a general sense. You know, their attention span and their interest in stuff like this is like non-existent. And this is not a knock on them, but, you know, let's face it. I mean, you need something really compelling to get that, you know, TikTok mindset to turn off. But anyway, one of them was like, I saw a spark. I was like, oh shit. And I looked down. Sure enough, all of a sudden this smoke is billowing out of the bottom of it. I'm like, holy cow. So I opened the door and it was just loaded with smoke. Right away I unplug it. And that was the end of that. So that's how precarious. It was funny because now, and that's early on in the tour. So, you know, luckily I have, I think, 8 HEPA air filters in here, so I just started turning them on because, you know, it just smelled. I mean, it smelled like smoke. And the guy there, Grandpa, he's the one that treated him, a retired doctor. He was cool. He was like, oh yeah, smoke, you know. But it's the kind of crap that you have to deal with, you know. So, and I was like thinking, man, just go to the new pinball machines. They're brand new. That you will enjoy. But it is what it is. Woo-wee, look at these prices. That's the gist of this live stream, by the way. I'm going to look at that. But man, these prices look strong already. Oof. I don't know if I'm going to, you know, really get into that. Anyway, so meanwhile, back at the ranch, check this out. Last live stream, I bought this up. Let's see if I could get this. Yeah, without. Hold on, it'll make sense if I can get this clear. And there we go. So you see that? That's a car. Well, this is just one sheet. And that was the $3.6 million car that was sent to me by mistake. Not the car, the paperwork for the car. Because I bought my wife a car for her birthday. And instead of her car, they sent me this. And I was like, wow, I'm not going to pay for that. But I'll take the car. I will definitely take the car. I can't show you the rest because the rest is all... Let me see... Yeah, but it was a Koenigsegg, and you can look up Koenigsegg's. They're very expensive. They're like hand-built cars, and I think the appeal of Koenigsegg is that they make even their own engines, transmissions, a lot of parts. Like they'll make their own pistons. They don't use off-the-shelf stuff, so everything is pretty much bespoke, as they say. And you know. It was just funny. I still have that sheet. I think I have the packet. I got to turn around and flip out of there. Anyway, let's see how the lot is doing. So I guess at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the auction up. And let's see. We got a ways to go before it gets to my stuff. Oof. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty much just started. So we'll look at these prices live time. You guys are checking out the prices as I see them. Now, this is all classic stuff, so let me just tell you a little bit. In fact, let me pull him up here. I believe his name was... So this is the guy that owned all this stuff. He was also known as the Toy Scout. I'll go down here, the Toy Scout. See, he has a vintage robot as his like mascot, his icon or something. And why is this tab over here? Let's get rid of that. And on eBay, it says here, the past 20 years, Joel Magee has traveled around the nation buying, selling, collecting vintage toys. He has a wealth of knowledge, experience appraising collectibles, America's Toy Scout, collecting Barbies, Hot Wheels, Star Wars action figures, none of which I collect, and Pez dispensers. He's from Sioux City, Iowa. Iowa, the same state my wife is from. Can you imagine? He began collecting vintage lunchboxes, and he's on eBay as FX Toys. And it's funny because I bought from FX Toys, so I'm sure I bought decent amount of stuff from FX Toys over the years, but there's also a Toy Scout I've bought stuff from on eBay. So I wonder if he has multiple, IDs. And none of this stuff. So maybe he sells this, obviously I'm not looking. When I buy stuff, I buy like the things in my categories. So I'm not a big fan of the action figures from that era. So, it is what it is. People like them. But that's the Toy Scout. Now, he must have had quite a bit of money to accumulate hundreds and hundreds of these items. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar collection, so look at this stuff. I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 items already sold. They were like all, 5,000 and above. Interesting. So anyway, so we'll watch this progress here, sort of, and I don't know how long I can keep yakking though and watching this. So I also have a couple of cool toys to show you, but I'm also gonna transition over to here. Look at some tin stuff. Nothing. Just a few pages. Just a few pages. I'm kind of multitasking auction-wise. We'll look at eBay and the Joel Magee auction at the same time. But there's one really spectacular piece that I like at that Joel Magee auction. I'm going to just do 2 more pages and call it a day on eBay today. Ooh, little gun. Little gun there. I like the way, they use these moldings, the pressings. They could be space, they could be cowboy, they could be pretty much anything. Hunting, you put like gorillas on them and stuff. Multi-purpose, Swedish fish fast egg. Koenigsegg, is that what it stands for? Swedish fish and a fast egg. So nothing today on the tin front on eBay, so I'm going to go back. Look at this stuff. I mean, I wonder if this is all his or if it's multiple collectors. Who knows? But man, everything in here is expensive. Everything. Surprising in a way because Mickey Mouse doesn't really have a presence that much anymore when you think about it. I mean, it's not like they make Mickey Mouse cartoons, movies. I mean, he's an icon, but, nothing current. Look at Bugs Bunny. They make at least Space Jam relatively recently. I can't believe, he had access to find all this stuff, too. Right out of the park. I mean, I guess he got this from previous auctions. I almost wonder if this is Disney, right, raising cash, and they're like, we'll pretend it's from your collection, Joel, because we're so hard up for cash, we have so much debt, that we'll sell a bunch of this crap, and we'll say a lot of it is yours. Well, who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. Oh, let's turn this on. There we go. Look at that. I mean, it's astonishing. 5,000 for Fred Gurley locomotive sign. Original sign from the locomotive of the Fred Gurley Disneyland Railroad locomotive. I guess if you're a train collector, though, this would make sense. Wow, look at that. 6,000. Now you know why all this stuff, explodes in value. And bidding over. Okay, so it sold for $6,000. And then keep in mind, there's a 21 to 23% buyer's premium on top of these bids. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Get rid of that. I don't know. I have a feeling nothing's going to go cheap. I may wave the white flag on this one. But like I said, my stuff is way down. There's some spacey stuff on here too, like the Tomorrowland, Futureland, all that crap. Anyway, let me show you some cool toys while this is going on. I didn't want to unbox because I said I don't want to waste the time, make a mess. So this is the reissue, but there's something else. Well, I'm not going to tell you what else. Well, I'll tell you. So I will unbox. I have the original 60s Talker. This is the Tetsugen Talker. This one runs on a C battery, but this is the reissue. But I have the original in the original box. Not only is it the original, but it's the original one that Osaka Tin Toys used for the molds to make the reissues. If you could believe it. Crazy, huh? So check this out. That's one phrase. What's he saying? Who the hell knows? I'll see if he has anything different. I would have been happier with the theme song, I think. But anyway, yeah, this is the big talking Gigantor by Osaka Tin Toys. And on the back, it's stamped made in Japan. And if I take the battery door off, see if you could see it. It'll say back here. I don't know if I can get this clear enough, but basically I'll read it to you. What it says is OT-08, produced by Osaka Tin Toy, made in Japan. Hikari Productions, Tomy, 1994. All rights reserved, the Tin Age collection. So this is almost 30 years old now. So it's vintage in its own right. But anyway, that's your talking Tetsugen. So in one of the boxes next to me is the original 1960s version. 60s or 70s, I don't know when they made the original. But that will be unboxed at some point. In the original box, I'm starting to feel like those YouTubers that have a bunch of crap behind them. Not that that's a bad thing, but I really didn't want to go that route where I have like my background inundated with a bunch of like carded figures and stuff. Not that there's anything wrong, but I just want my own thing. And however, it's starting to get filled up. I got my Tetsugen remote control next to him, and I have 3 of those things. There was corrosion on the terminals, so that one worked a little shaky. Anyway, what else did I have? I thought I had I do have a really cool thing right behind me, so let's see. I'll pay attention to this at the same time, and boom, boom, boom. Let's see, my background would have been cardboard boxes at least. I have similar plastic tubs. Well, listen, you would be shocked at the amount of tubs that I have stacked up when I bought everything here. Nothing wrong with tubs. You know what? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, I can't even do that. I have these weird laces that get caught on everything. And it's literally caught under my... Oh, God. I'm going to have to kick off my shoe. There. All right, let's see. Hold on, hold on. Ooh. Friggin' lace was caught right under my chair wheel. This is the most unprofessional live stream I've ever done. Oh, well, it is what it is. Anyway, all right. Let's mosey on to... I said I wasn't going to open boxes, but I do want to open up a couple of them. A, because I want to throw them away, and I'm accumulating too many of them. So... let's go to mainly because that talker made me want to investigate and look at the original. So now I'm opening the original for your viewing enjoyment. And let me shrink myself so I can pay attention to the auction there a little bit better. Oh, he's wrapped up like a mummy. Original Tessigen talker. Okay, I have my scissors. Damn, $250 for a Disney Railroad ticket. I don't think any modern Disney paraphernalia is ever going to be worth what this old stuff is worth. Just like the comics. All right. Now we're going to go from new to old. When I told another collector about this, they said, "Oh, so now you're a vinyl collector." I'm like, "Oh crap, is that what that means?" Are you ready? Dun 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 dun. Ba-da! Here's the original. Look, his nose is droopy. That always happens with these old ones. Gravity. You can see a little paint peeling. So it looks very similar, although if you take the back off, it just has on-off. It doesn't have any of the Osaka Tin toy stuff. Just says made in Japan. Let me check them out side by side. This one doesn't have a belt. So you got original here. And so there they are side by side. Let me Wow, I'm watching these crazy prices. Whew. Straight nose. Like that. Very similar, though. No belt, obviously, on the original. Button looks like it's a little pushed in, so at some point, well, you know what? Let me see. I'll take the battery off. See if I can get it to work. Shooing. Disney restroom paper towel. I don't know. I didn't see that. I don't know if that's a joke or they probably did have something that ridiculous. But look at this thing. The original Main Street City Hall doors, $15,000. All right, let's see if I get this C-cell out. Some of this big stuff, man, I don't know where people put it. It's a mystery to me. All right, so let's put him back. All right, now we will put the C-cell in here. See if he actually works. The battery door is a bit different too, but I'm going to say no, but nothing. Nothing. Ooh, wait. I'm going to hold the button in. He got close to saying something. I don't think Floppy Nose is going to talk, though. So the pressure on the button might be putting different pressure on the needle. So you get very faint. The record's at least turning. But I'm going to leave as is. Kind of cool. Big. And since I bothered to open the original, we're going to unbox one more. Look at that old newspaper. $300. Probably something they gave away at the park in 1955. Although that's pretty cool. All right. Let's see. Let us see here. Ta-da! Here is the original box. Man, this is a big box. It's going to be tough to find a home for this. So here is a Tetsugen Talker box from whatever, 70s, I guess, or late 60s. So I'll have to make a video with the reissue. It's actually pretty cool, whatever that thing is next to him. So let's put him over here. Then I'll get to the item behind me in a sec. Red Room. Simpsons Burger King Whopper wrappers. That's interesting. I've never seen those. God, I haven't had a Whopper in years. There's no Burger King close to me, though. I could imagine the ingredients they put in there now. I could only imagine. How long before fast food adopts the... what? Oh, this thing's running. You know what we're going to do? Take the battery out. How long before fast food starts utilizing lab-grown meat? Can you imagine? Your Whopper now featuring Bill Gates' own meat cocktail. Ooh, look at that. A section of Walt Disney's apartment carpet. What? $9,500 for old carpet. Carpet. Oh my God. That's crazy. What the hell do you do with that? I guess they framed it already. Wow, that's insane. Damn. I threw away a lot of old carpet. Nobody bid $9,500 on mine. An original Disneyland Fire Department hat prop. Let me drop this down a little bit. Go over this way. You can see more of it. Can you imagine? That looks like a house they gave you at a hat they gave you at Chuck E. Cheese. Yep, exactly. Walt Disney's foot sweat. Ugh, his DNA. We got Walt's DNA. You can clone him. Isn't he cryogenically frozen or something? $6,500. Wow. Or $6,000. That's insane. Insane, I tell you. In a way, I'm glad I bought what I bought when I did, because with these prices... kind of scary, but I don't know, man. Is this people? Are these people like wanting to just get old Disney? Is that the attraction? They're like so disappointed in new Disney that they're like, we just want a piece of the historic Disney. It's almost like getting Marvel, you know, before Disney bought Marvel when it was good, or the George Lucas Star Wars. Anything that was created before it was ruined, corporatized. 1960. So this is all like Disneyland, California, too. It's not Orlando, Florida. I'm trying to see when is the cool stuff that I want coming. Wow, it's a ways to go. There's no way I'll make it on this live stream all the way to there, so I'm gonna have to probably cut it off. But 420 Painter, what's up, 420 Painter? I didn't even see you. I'm showing you the live Joel Magee Disneyland collection. I guess this guy's been on TV. He's collected a zillion Disney items. Although, like I said, sometimes I wonder if this is Disney just having a fire sale because they're so in debt. By the way, they're over $40 billion in debt. I looked them up. Their stock is worth like 80 something bucks now. They've lost over 50%, and they continue to make garbage, like that new Snow White that looks like garbage, like the garbage Indiana Jones, the garbage Elemental, garbage Little Mermaid, the garbage Marvel stuff that they've made. I mean, they're really on a trend, a trajectory down, down, down. And what the hell is this thing? Oh, a hitching post. You know, where I grew up in my town, it was an old town. They still had hitching posts that were just cemented into the ground. Real ones that people would hitch their horses. And, you know, they were pretty valuable, you know, even back in the day. But, like, is this a prop? Is it new? I don't even know. Like, I'd rather have an authentic antique hitching post. Like, our town was around since the 1600s, before it was even colonial America. So, you know, they had hitching posts for horses. I'm assuming this is just some cast reproduction. And look at this, 6,500. Woof. Well, 6,000. I keep the bid is actually up here. This is the, if you want to bid, I better be careful because I'll click by accident. That would be catastrophic. I don't want to spend 6,000 for this fake hitching post. Anyway, what else is going on out there? I mean, it was nothing in the news other than Mike Pence being a moron, and it was funny, Tucker Carlson kind of embarrassing all the GOP candidates, and I guess the news is trying to get rid of RFK Jr., who's probably viable as a Democrat, but nobody really gives a crap, I don't think. The system will have Biden in place. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to probably wrap this up. I'll show you the coolest thing behind me, because then I have to create some videos for July and then get back to the stuff, because it'll be hours before they get to my items. So my wrap-up unveiling toys, check this out, man. This thing is monstrously big. If you want to look up, he's called Perman or Parman, and this thing is big, big, big. In fact, I happen to have a tape measure, accidentally. "17 inches, stem to stern." So it's 17 inches long. Perman is this like weird Japanese anime superhero that puts on this helmet and it gives him superpowers. He has to wear the helmet. And his stuff is very rare. It's very obscure. What I liked about this train, though, are the characters beneath the windows. For the first time, they kind of look like little kids behind, in a three-dimensional way. So it gives it a really cool look. Looks almost like a streetcar. And it's just odd. I've never actually seen this before. So it came up out of Japan, and I said, you know what? I am going to go for it. And that's pretty much it. So that is the Perman. What else is... And that's my 3 unveilings of toys. I'll put him over here now. See, like I said, I don't want to get like those YouTubers that have 50,000 friggin' toys behind them. I have them in front of me. I have them in the museum. I don't need to have a bunch behind me. Again, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I have to have my own thing. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I had originally planned on staying and showing this auction, but it's just too much, too long. And other than that, there was nothing really happening. So if you're interested in if I win anything, let me know in the chat. And then when I come back, I'll let you know if I win the stuff that I'm interested in. But I could tell you it's either going to be spacey or monster, or that's it. Spacey or monster stuff. That's the only thing that I would buy. If it's old, nothing new. So anyway, that's it, my friends. I appreciate you guys joining me, and next stream we'll have more like stuff going on. Today was just, like I said, sort of a spur of the moment thing. So enjoy the rest of your week. And with that, everyone, thanks again, and I'll talk to you later.